Hey guys, my name is Devontae and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. So this might be a little bit weird, but I have to record it like this because I kind of have no time. So I'm actually recording this the day before the pay-per-view. It is, what's the date is? It's November 3rd. It is currently right now 6:39 p.m. I'm actually recording this before SmackDown. I hadn't even recorded my SmackDown intro yet. I'm just trying to get this out the way because tomorrow, unfortunately, I get off work around 2 o'clock. And, well, I'm not going to have time to set up the show because after this, then I have to get ready to go to sleep because I have to wake up 5:30 in the morning. I'm just not going to have time to do any of this. So I'm going to just record this right now and get it out the way. And if anything were to happen in between, well, damn's the breaks, right? Emoji, shoulder emoji, right? Hopefully they give me some good stuff to run with tonight for SmackDown. So, you know, going into the show, this could be somewhat good because this is definitely looking like a promising show. You feel me? This look like a promising show. So we're gonna pretend that this is the day of the show and just run with me, okay? Bear with me, go with me on this, okay? I know what I'm doing. I got this. You guys watch George Lopez? Do you know George Lopez? Okay, you probably don't know George Lopez. Allahu Akbar! Okay, hang on. Let me pull up the card real quick. Is this Clash? No, this is Crown Jewel. I almost call this show Clash of Champions. Look at my dumb ass. Oh boy. Just to run down the card one last time so we know what we're getting ourselves into. Try to gain a little bit of a standpoint between you guys to know, like, okay, are you hyped up for the show? I know I'm hyped up for the show. I'm super hyped up for the show. I know the show's tomorrow, but I'm hyped up for it. We have on the pre-show Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. We got Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. A fatal 5-way match. Rhea, Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoey Stark, Raquel Rodriguez. We have Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul, Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest, John Cena versus Solo Sikoa, Io Sky and Bayley and Dakota Kai. When in reality, that's the managers. It's really Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. We got the main event for tonight, even though it shows a 4th on Wikipedia. I know it's the main event, so I'm gonna represent it as if this is the main event, and I'm gonna tell you like it is. You ready for this? Yeah. Roman Reigns, LA Knight for the World Wrestling Federation Undisputed Championship. Yeah, you heard me right. I said World Wrestling Federation. This is WWF. It is 2023. That's how I'm gonna rip it. I'm old school. I'm going there. I did it. I went there. Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm super hyped for tonight's SmackDown. I'm super hyped for tomorrow's Crown Jewel. I'm hyped up for Muhammad. I'm super hyped. I cannot wait to see this show. Now, do I have any favorites going into this? You know what? Seth and Drew's gonna probably kick ass, especially with the story that's going on. I kind of have no faith in LA Knight and Roman Reigns to do good, although it's gonna close up the show, so that should be pretty exciting. See the crowd reaction from LA Knight, seeing some of those Mohammed worshippers in the crowd, giving praise to Mr. LA Knight. I can wait to see how they actually praise the good old LA Knight. Yeah. Let me see. I mean, honestly, this card looks good on paper, but I don't really see anything that kind of stands out to me that's going to be a really, really good match. It's more so just a spectacle behind all of it. But we all know LA Knight's going to lose the match against Roman Reigns. We all know for the most part Rhea Ripley's going to retain. We know Cody Rhodes is going to beat Damian Priest. We know John Cena. Oh, actually, Sikoa's probably going to win that match with John Cena. You know what? This card isn't as predictable as I thought it was going to be. I mean, Rhea retaining is obvious and Roman retaining is obvious, but I'm not too sure about Seth Rollins. I'm not too sure about Rey Mysterio. Not too sure about John Cena, and I'm not too sure about Io Sky. But, hey, what do I always say, right? We're going to go check this card out. We're going to check this show out right now, okay? We're going to pretend like we know what's going on, but in reality, we don't know what's going on, okay? You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? As always, let's get on to the show. It's Crown Jewel, folks. Get your tiki torches, get your knives, get your swords, grab your camels, and let's haul our asses down into this motherfucking show. Let's go. Come on. All right, so I'm driving back home right now as we speak. The Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins match ended. Actually, I just left. I'm leaving work right now, and I just got finished seeing the Rhea Ripley and the Rhea Ripley Fatal 5-Way match. Sorry, I'm backing out right now, so I'm trying to concentrate. Got a bunch of cars in the parking lot. Give me a minute. All right, there we go. So yeah, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. That was a hell of a match. That was really, really fun. Let me tell you, when I said my concentration, I tried so hard. Goddamn truck's in the motherfucking way. You just gonna park your big ass truck right in front of me, stupid ass nigga? Damn, bro, I swear to God, bro, Cuban drivers are the worst motherfucking drivers in the world, bro. No cap, dead ass serious. Live in Florida, I'm so serious, bro. I ain't put my damn seatbelt on yet, but yeah, take your stupid ass. God damn, bro, Cuban drivers, I swear to God. Dumbass nigga, bro. I don't got road rage, but goddamn, I have Cuban rage. As I was saying, yeah, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, that was a dope ass match. That was a lit ass match. When I tell you my concentration was like on point, like, yo, when I tell you that I was versatile as fucking work today, paying attention to this, even if it was for an hour, paying attention to this and finishing up my last bit of counts for my inventory, God diggity damn, and still taking care of customer signatures. Like, this was fucking crazy. But regardless, though, this Seth Rollins match and Drew McIntyre match, the amount, now I will say this, there is a part of me that will say, again, do you really have to rely so much on your finishers as a crutch? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there was one spot, and look, actually, they had multiple innovative spots that I want to talk about in a minute. But like the whole stump, and then he kicks out of that, and then the pedigree, and he kicks out of that, and then the Claymore kick, he kicks out of that. Why do you have to go so blue all the time, bro? It ain't gotta be that way. It seems like these wrestlers can only get over their matches when they kick out of finishers. You know, when Shawn Michaels and Taker did it, it was special. You know what I'm trying to say? They did it, it was special, because no one ever did it like that at the time. That was the whole gimmick. But throughout Shawn Michaels and Undertaker's career, they still had to, you know, perform in a credible way without ruining each other's finishers or their opponent's finishers and burying them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I still don't like that concept of professional wrestling. And maybe it can just be me, and, you know, maybe time has passed me by when it comes to professional wrestling, but that aspect of it, I'm never going to forgive. The whole kicking out shit, I just don't like that shit at all. Let me put my seatbelt on real quick. God damn it. All these fucking cords. Hang on for a second, folks. Hang on. All right, there we go. Fucking hell. I get into a car accident or something. All right. So yeah, but the other aspects of the match I really did enjoy. I really absolutely enjoyed, though. There was actually two really cool spots that I really dug. So it was one spot where Drew McIntyre, he like took Seth Rollins on the stairs. Well, first he kind of like, I don't want to say spear, but he lifted him up and almost like a modified spine buster to a lesser degree, but not really. He kind of just shoved him in the corner of the stairs. I thought that was brutal. But also when he actually backbreakered him off the stairs onto that ring apron, I thought that was really cool. Not to mention, it really does help out a lot when the crowd is really hot for a superstar, and they were all over Drew McIntyre tonight. Now granted, they did give Seth Rollins a reaction also when Seth Rollins came on and did the, you know, so little gimmick entrance with the obviously, yeah. But I mean, Drew McIntyre was actually truly over in this match. And it's not as if they didn't give, you know, Seth Rollins any type of chance or anything like that. They absolutely did. But I just love the atmosphere of the match. I love how they actually carried themselves in the match. Again, not a big fan of the whole finisher thing, but I understand this motherfucker right here. I'm telling y'all, man, don't drive in Florida, bro. Do not drive in Florida. But yeah, afterwards, I think the finish of the match came when Seth Rollins, he hit him with a pedigree, like a little tilt-a-whirl, and then he landed in the position to hit him with a pedigree. I think that was the spot, right? And then like he ended up hitting him with a stump to get the win. I think that was the or was it just regular pedigree, and I'm just getting the spots confused. Regardless, though, he hit him with the stump to win, the second stump of the match. And then afterwards, you got Drew McIntyre. He's all like, you know, disheveled, and Rhea Ripley actually like went to go check on him, and I didn't even check on him, but kind of like looked at him and kind of like gave him a glancing "I told you so" type of body mannerisms, if you will, because, you know, Drew McIntyre, the whole storyline with him is whether or not he's gonna join the Judgment Day. Could have really used him tonight. But also before that too, Damian Priest tried to come out and cash in on Drew McIntyre, and Sami Zayn came out and he stopped and got a pretty huge pop also. But it's Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia. They fucking love him, which is still fucking surreal to me considering he's Syrian and Saudis hate Syrians. But hey, they loved him though. Or maybe it's the Saudi government that hates Syrians. I have no fucking clue. But yeah, solid match. I liked it a lot. Those guys went in. They told a really good story. I love the finish. Again, very much could have chilled on the finisher spots and stuff, but outside of that, you know, I'm not gonna hate on it. It's professional wrestling 2023. What are you gonna do? But still, solid shit. Really good shit. Nice way to kick off the show for tonight. All right, let me talk about this Rhea Ripley match really quick. Also, this fatal 5-way women's match while I'm still driving, trying to avoid dying because, again, Floridian drivers, I swear. This motherfucker right here, bro, I'm getting off the exit. I took like a little bit of a 5-minute break before I started recording this, right? Because I'm trying to concentrate on driving. I'm trying to put my headphones on, trying to talk into my microphone, to my cell phone. You got this motherfucker right here. This nigga is like legit 20, I shit you not, I'm just gonna guess the metrics, less than 30 feet away from the exit. He's like 4 lanes over to the left, away from the exit sign. He is 30 feet away from the fucking exit, and this motherfucking clown legit tries to cross over all 4 lanes 30 feet from the exit. What the fuck? I looked inside the car because I had to get a gander, bro. I had to look inside the car. An old ass Cuban. Bruh, I'm saying, bro, there are 2 things that we need to start fucking litigating, bro. One, if you're over the age of fucking 70, you need your license revoked immediately. Just take your license away. You know what, 65, fuck it, I don't care, okay? I'm tired of senior citizens. Y'all need to get y'all shouldn't be driving anyways, okay? Y'all should be enjoying y'all lives, enjoying Social Security. Crazy ass bitches. And Cubans, I don't care what age you are, take the license away from them too. You know what, throw women in there also, fuck it, I don't care. Goddamn bastards can't drive worth a goddamn nigga try to cross over 30 feet to an exit. Okay, ran over. Let's talk about Rhea Ripley in this fatal 5-way match. And yeah, I'm gonna say Rhea Ripley as if she's a leader of this fatal 5-way match because no one else is over in this goddamn match. Although I will say, I heard Zoey Stark's theme song. Is that new? That's a really banging ass theme song. I really like that. But nevertheless though, it was fine for what it was. I wouldn't say it was anything like great. It just seemed like a pretty typical Raw match. I like the finish though with the Riptide on that whole pile of people that were laid out. That was pretty cool, but there wasn't anything really noteworthy in the match, you know. Not really. I'm trying to think. Nothing really crazy happened in the match. It is what it is. Although I will say, with Rhea Ripley now retaining the championship, it would be nice to actually see her get into an actual legitimate rivalry. Has she had a legit one-on-one rivalry yet for that championship? I know most people will probably turn and say something like Raquel Rodriguez, but something that's like actually serious. You know what I mean? And then this not to say that Raquel Rodriguez can't be serious, but I'm saying, like, all the prominent women kind of seem like they're, I mean, with the exception of Rhea herself, they all kind of seem like they're on SmackDown. You know, Bianca, Charlotte, they're all over there. You know, like, and you have Rhea over here, and she doesn't really have anybody to really, like, be intimidated by. You know what I mean? I mean, I know they're saying Jade Cargill, there's rumors going around that she's going to possibly show up on Raw. I mean, hopefully that's the case, because it's like, Rhea Ripley needs some challenges for real, because this match right here, although albeit it wasn't anything offensive, it did its job. I wouldn't necessarily say it was like, you know, a 3-star match or anything like that. Probably 2 3/4 I'd probably go. You know, again, it wasn't inoffensive. It was just there, you know. It was just there. I mean, I will say, like, you know, Rhea Ripley's little costume, looking like a mid-90s alternative folk singer. She looks like the lead singer from Texas. 20 seconds in my enemy, and you can say what you want, and it won't change my mind. Just a thing about you. Seriously, does she look like every fucking pop star, alternative folk rock singer from the mid fucking 90s? No, it can't just be me. I know it's not just me. But yeah, other than that though, let's get back into the show, because I think I see John Cena and Sikoa. So let me put this on my Bluetooth on my speakers, and let's get back to the show, shall we? We must. Let's go. Ew, the propaganda machine. Ew. I feel so icky listening to them talk about John Cena like that. Look, John Cena is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Make no mistake about it. Absolutely. The greatest of all time? Yeah, no, you're talking shit out of your ass. You're bullshitting yourself, and you're bullshitting me. Don't even try to pull that nonsense. No, he's not the GOAT. Is he one of the GOATs? Absolutely. Is he the GOAT? Nah. Unless you're some 20-year-old shithead who hasn't grown up with professional wrestling for real. Yeah, no, shut the fuck up. But this match with John Cena and Sikoa, it wasn't anything spectacular. I wasn't really expecting anything grandiose. You know what it felt like to me? I think I talked about this before, but it really does give me mid-2000s vibes whenever I see Sikoa and John Cena do anything together, or even Sikoa by himself do anything. He gives me very mid-2000s, the end of the Ruthless Aggression era type of vibes is what he gives me, like 2007, 2008. He just kind of reminds me of a bygone era with the way he carries himself. And then he's in there with John Cena, the leader of that era. And, you know, I mean, the match in itself, if you were to ask me again 15, 16 years ago, was this a good match? Yeah, this was a solid match. This was great. This was fantastic. In 2023, however, it's just another match. You know, you get so many of these ridiculous front flip matches and jumping off tables through other tables and ladders and all this other crazy shit, 450 front flip power drivers, that it does kind of harm it a little tiny bit when you see a regular average match, because in reality this was a solid match. But what can I say, man? I'm not gonna say it gets discredited. I think that's not the right word, but I feel that, you know, I think I talked about this before, but it's akin to again, like how I presume little kids will look at professional wrestling about 15 years ago in the same exact way as to how I looked at Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage back in the mid 2000s, back in the early 2000s. You know, it's and then when you're actually within the era in itself and you're just seeing more wrestling get more crazier and more crazier, it really does harm it for me a little tiny bit. Now, going into this, I mean, was I really expecting anything other than what I was exclaiming right now? No. But you know what? Nevertheless, though, I thought they did fine. I thought they did pretty good. There was no really notable spots besides the finish with Solo Sikoa hitting John Cena with, like, if not 10, close to 10 Samoan spikes. Just completely wrecked this dude. And then after he hit him with the Samoan spikes, you know, and got the pinfall, he left the ring and he left John Cena to pretty much be embraced by the crowd. It was like Royal Rumble 2003 with Chris Benoit. They all just gave him a standing ovation. Michael Cole's getting him a standing ovation. Wade Barrett, I see him in the background. Shahid and Muhammad in the background. The Saudi Arabian announcers, they're giving him a standing ovation. The crowd is giving him a standing ovation. And leave it up to John China to want to end his career, at least this current run, this current stint of his career, outside of the United States. Because why? John China does not give a fuck about America. He does not give a shit about America. So that's what he's going to do, right? He's going to end his career outside of American grounds. Good job, John China. We love you. We love you. Yes, we do. But with that being said, I see The Miz right now in the ring, and I don't know who the fuck this tubby guy is. What his name is? Hajj? I don't know, man. I get kind of, I don't know. I see him and I kind of get vibes that he's going to bomb me through my TV. So let me not pick on him too much. He might got me somewhere tapped and, you know, Hamas comes and kills me. Oh, Devontae, Saudi and Hamas, they don't like each other. Saudi and Palestine don't like each other. Shut the fuck up. But I said, let's see what the fuck is going on the rest of this show. I want to get this shit out of the way so I can upload this and go do other things with my life. Like you guessed it, jack off with mayonnaise. Let's continue on. Okay, so first and foremost, I think I say this every goddamn match Logan Paul has. I've been watching professional wrestling for 27 years. As of September, it would have been 27 years since I've watched professional wrestling. I've been watching professional wrestling since I was 4 years old. And it will never cease to amaze me. I don't think I've ever seen, even faster than the Kurt Angle, honest to God, that is saying something. Even faster than the Kurt Angle, even faster than the Brock Lesnar, even faster than a Ronda Rousey, if you want to put her in there. I don't really put her in there, but some people do. I've never seen anyone catch on to professional wrestling in such a short amount of time and such a limited amount of matches as quick as a Logan Paul. I gotta give the guy his due. This dude, because it's not like he's going out there and he's just wrestling. You know, he's doing just stuff just to kind of get by, fundamental stuff. You know, like this dude is wrestling like high caliber, like AEW type of matches. It's incredible the stuff that this kid is pulling off. How many matches has he had? 5 matches yet? This might have been his 5th match. I'm not even sure. Logan Paul is the new United States champion. We live in a world where our mid-card champions are, and yeah, in the end of the day, it doesn't sound crazy to see someone like a Gunther as the Intercontinental champion, but across from him is a Logan Paul. I gotta say, those are some credible fucking champions when you sit back and think about it. Think about this for a second. Your WWE Universal Champion, the top tier champion, is Roman Reigns. Your secondary champion or your top tier championship for Raw the WWE champion is Seth Rollins, right? The World Heavyweight champion is Seth Rollins. The Intercontinental champion is Gunther. Your United States champion is Logan Paul. Your tag team champions is one of the hottest stables in wrestling, the Judgment Day. Your women's champion is Ronda Rousey, holy shit. Ooh, Rhea Ripley. I mean, you just got to get if Bianca Belair wins that women's championship tonight, I find it hard pressed. I have to go back in the past, but I don't think I've ever seen the Clash of Champions this goddamn strong before. Nevertheless, though, Logan Paul went out there and he fucking killed it. As always, this dude goes out there and he has really, really great fucking matches, actually. Not good, great fucking matches. This dude, I've never seen this move before. It's not even a Spanish fly. It's actually more complicated than the Spanish fly. Now, granted, Rey Mysterio's light, so it's not, I guess I won't say it's too hard for a Logan Paul, because Rey Mysterio is really small, but still, though, that's really complicated. This dude did a fall away slam, but it's a moonsault. Almost kind of like, you know that move, what's that dude's name again? I forgot Buddy's name. The hillbilly millionaire guy. I forgot his goddamn name. To the moon. I forgot his goddamn name. But Buddy, like, he does that sometimes, but a guy is running towards him and their momentum, all he has to do is a moonsault and just kind of take their momentum backwards, right? Like, that's what Logan Paul did, but he held Rey Mysterio on the top turnbuckle and hit a moonsault and a follow-away position. That was incredible. I don't ever see guys in AEW do moves like that. And then once again, his buckshot lariat is better than the guy whose finisher is the buckshot lariat. And just the way he sells it's incredible. He sells his ass off. Great facial reactions. The only bad thing about Logan Paul, and it has something to do with Logan Paul, but the only bad thing about him is, like, how the fuck have you been doing this at such a limited amount of time? I can't help but think he can't train as hard or as often as the regular superstars, because he's boxing, he's a YouTuber, he's doing all this shit. I know I'm glazing him right now, but I'm trying to put this into perspective for you guys. How are you this busy? Meaning, I can't help but think you don't train as hard as the other guys, yet you make the actual wrestlers, WWE or AEW, you make 90% of them look like fucking chumps. Because it's not just that he's doing the moves, it's not just the selling, but he actually tells a story in his matches along with the moves in the selling. Yo, the finish of this match was actually pretty damn good too. You had one of these goofball people who look like fucking Seth Green. He had like brass knuckles and he handed it off to Logan Paul. Now, see, this is where I was kind of confused, because I was thinking to myself, okay, so this is where the Santos Escobar turn is going to happen. I actually mentioned this on SmackDown a couple of weeks ago. Well, okay, this goofball handed Logan Paul the brass knuckles. Rey Mysterio, I don't know if he did a drop kick or whatever maneuver. It sent Logan Paul into the corner, though, and like his brass knuckles fell off his hand and it fell towards the barricade, right? Well, while this goofball Seth Green looking motherfucker goes to go run and grab the brass knuckles, Santos Escobar jumps over the barricade and he puts his foot on the brass knuckles, right? And he picks it up and he stops the guy from getting the brass knuckles and giving it back to Logan Paul. Now, this is where the tricky part comes into, because I don't know if he did this on purpose or if he did it by accident, storyline wise. Not you know, obviously nothing fake, or it is fake, but nothing real. No botches or anything like that. But he took the brass knuckles and he put it on the ring apron, right? And he went to go chase this Seth Green guy out of the goddamn arena. Well, unbeknownst to him, I would presume unbeknownst to him, when he left the brass knuckles on the apron, Rey Mysterio drop kicked him into the middle rope, setting up for the 619, putting Logan right next to the brass knuckles, right? As Mysterio hits the 619, he attempts to go for, like, you know, a body splash or something, and Logan just KO punches him right in the face with the brass knuckles and gets the win and wins the United States Championship. Now, I can see where this is going. Okay, so it's got to be LA Knight versus Logan Paul, right? And LA Knight's going to be the one to take the United States Championship with Logan Paul, right? And I got to believe it's going to happen at WrestleMania, right? That's the WrestleMania match right there. It's LA Knight versus Logan Paul. And LA Knight's got to get the United States Championship. That's the money match. That's the match they should be aiming at right now. And who knows? That's the path that you should be going down to. And who knows? Not next year, but maybe in 2025, LA Knight could be world champion if that time ever comes, you know? But Yeah, I can kind of see where and they're gonna probably do Santos and Ray in just a regular one-on-one match at WrestleMania. I mean, or they might do it at the Royal Rumble and do Dominic and Ray hair versus mask. I'm still thinking they're gonna do their hair versus career or whatever the case may be. But this was good, and again, Logan Paul just once again proves that by a fucking distance, I mean by a fucking mile, he's the best celebrity wrestler, and ring-wise and probably personality, honestly, when you think about it, of all time, and it's really not even fucking close. Bad Bunny is up there, but even he, with how good, that's how good he is, that Bad Bunny I always thought was actually pretty credible, even he's not that up there with Logan Paul. It's crazy how good this guy is. It's fucking insane. But with that being said, Bianca Belair and Io Sky are having their match right now. I've been talking throughout it. Let's get to it. Let's get, goddamn, Bianca has such a fat booty. Goddamn, even in those pink tights, she has a fat booty. All right, let's continue, guys. So I actually have a lot to say about this match with Io Sky and Bianca Belair, which I didn't think I'd actually be talking about, because at first, this crowd was and you know what, credit to both of these girls. I'm gonna put them over really, really strong right now, because for the first 10 minutes of this match or so, this crowd was dead as fuck. You can actually see people going back and forth to the stands, to the bathrooms in the background. It just looked horrible from an aesthetic standpoint. These girls had this crowd deader than a bitch. But I will give them credit. Even before the Kairi Sane spot, even before Bayley interfered in the match, they were actually starting to turn the crowd with what they were doing in the match. This match was good. This was a good match. These girls went out there and they killed it. But to be fair, Bianca Belair, I mean, I know people are starting to turn on her a little bit because she's starting to get that Charlotte Flair type of push, but she's really, really fucking good. I can't say it enough. Bianca Belair is really good. It's not the same thing about Io Sky. She's really good too, but it feels like anytime Bianca Belair is in there with another wrestler, like, she always kills it. I can't say the same for Io Sky, because she does go in there sometimes and there are certain wrestlers she doesn't have chemistry with, in particular, at least in my opinion, Charlotte Flair. But it is what it is. You can probably put that more on Charlotte Flair also, but I guess it depends on how you look at it. Bianca Belair, however, is really, really good, bro. Really, 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 really good. Nevertheless, so these girls kill it again, very much like their Backlash match in Puerto Rico. Another great match. But it's the finish that I want to talk about. So towards the finish, obviously, I mean, if you didn't watch the match, I guess I can't say obviously, but Bayley got involved in the match. She was like really, really involved. Interference. It felt like I was playing my universe mode, and I had managers ringside. I just didn't want I did not want my character to lose, so I jumped on the pause menu and I switched controllers because I'm a fucking cheater. Not really. I just want the story to play out the way I want to play out. What am I talking about right now? Go back to the goddamn real life story. Go back to the real match. So Bayley kept getting involved in the match. Her big ass dump was in the way. It was beautiful. She had sequin pants on. It was tight. It was awesome. Oh yeah, by the way, is it just me? Maybe it was just me. Bro, quite a few times looking at Io Sky, just because of like the movements, the moves she was doing, the hair, and in particular the clothes. Is it just me, or did it look like Io Sky was like cosplaying Lita from like 2001? Was it just me? It looked like Io Sky could have been a part of the Hardy Boys. I don't know. But yeah, Io Sky and Bayley was constantly interfering in the match. You know, there was plenty of times when Bianca Belair almost had the match won. But eventually, Bayley got involved in it way too much, and Bianca Belair went to go take her out. She went to go hit her with the KOD through the announce table, just like she did last night. But incoming a Kairi Sane, a returning Kairi Sane, which we've been hearing news about for about a month now. Actually, longer than that. I was hearing news reports about Io Sky or Kairi Sane coming back as early as the summertime, honestly. But she did come back. She's here now. She's back in the company. She pulls Bayley down from Bianca Belair's KOD, hits her with a spinning back fist, which knocked her out. She almost didn't make it to the 10 count. She made it into the ring and immediately was hit with what she call it, over the moonsault, I think is what Io Sky calls it. And she gets the win and she retains her championship. Now, obviously, from what the path it looks like they're going to probably turn Bayley face. It looks like they're going to have Bayley and Bianca Belair and potentially Charlotte Flair, I'm going to presume, have some type of six women extravaganzas, if you will, with Kairi Sane and Io Sky. But the thing is, and this is the part that I want people to think about, and I talked about this in my short, and I want to allude to it because I've been actually preaching this. Did I ever talk about this on the channel? The Millennial Smart channel also, but have I ever talked about this? Let me tell you guys my idea. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Originally, it actually included Becky Lynch, but I always had this storyline in my mind that I always wanted to see, where you had Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Asuka in a stable with Asuka leading it, and Io Sky and Kairi Sane as the women tag team champions. Now, the way I look at this, Asuka's nowhere to be found currently on SmackDown. Keep that in mind. Asuka's really, really good friends with Io Sky and Kairi Sane. This isn't just they're Japanese, you want to put them together. No, kind of, but not really. Hear me out. It's not a whole little stereotypical put all the Japanese people together. No, hear me out. Because the thing is, where they're going to go with this. It's going to be Bayley, it's going to be Bianca, it's going to be Charlotte. Bayley has to win the trust of those two, because many times she screwed them over. It's going to be those three taking on Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and considering Dakota Kai's not around right now, they need the third person. It's got to be Asuka, right? I've been preaching this storyline for the longest now. I want to see them recreate the whole Kill Bill stuff. I don't know if you guys ever watched Kill Bill with Uma Thurman, but her first scene, I forgot the woman's name that she went up against. That Kill Bill, she ended up, I think, decapitating her, if I'm not mistaken. But it was this whole little thing where she had to go through all these women before getting to her. I forgot who it was. Like the woman who she cut off all her arms and stuff like that and stuck her in the trunk. You guys remember her? And then it was the girl who kind of looks like Kairi Sane a little bit, where like she like has a wrecking ball in her hand with spikes on it, and she's like throwing it at I think that's how she died, actually, when Uma Thurman hit her in the head with the little spike ball shit. And then eventually Uma Thurman got to fight the boss. I was thinking for the longest that'd be a pretty cool storyline, where like you have Asuka as the final boss, you have Io Sky, and you have Kairi Sane kind of guarding Asuka, and you can get some Yakuzas kind of blocking all of them within that frame. I don't know. I thought that'd be pretty cool. You maybe even get throwing like Akira Tozawa inside there as the joke guy to take all the spots from all the women. You know what I mean? Before you actually, you have to eventually get to Kairi Sane, then to Io Sky, then eventually to Asuka to win the women's championship belt. Now, originally when I thought about this storyline, it was like back in 2019, and I had Becky envisioned in that Uma Thurman spot because like she cosplays like her like a lot, and I was kind of thinking like, the girls can. It sounds kind of weird, but like you can have some kind of bullshit where Seth Rollins gets his ass kicked by some of these women or somebody in regards to the Yakuzas, and Becky Lynch wants revenge on behalf of Seth Rollins, so she has to get through all three of these women. You can kind of do the same thing with, I know they're not going to go that deep, and this is just me having some type of fantasy booking in my mind. But, if you really wanted to go there, you got Montez Ford right there and Bianca Belair's right there. I don't know. But I always thought that'd be a really, really cool angle and a really, really cool spot, to have Kairi Sane and Asuka and, Io Sky kind of form some type of trios, and, they have Yakuzas around them, and I don't know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just fantasy booking this, but overall, this was a fine match. This was a good match. It's nice to see Kairi Sane back, and I'm just very curious as to the path as to where they're going to go with this, because again, Asuka's nowhere to be found, and they're going to kick Bayley out of that group eventually, and Dakota Kai's not around, so I'm just very curious as to where this is going to go, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've been paying attention to this Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest match the entire time, so I'm going to review this. I could chew gum and jack off at the same time, so don't worry about me. I'm going to review this match directly afterwards also. But with that being said, congratulations to Kairi Sane. Welcome to see her back. But yeah, good shit. I actually enjoyed this match, and I want to see where this goes as time goes on. Yeah, let's get back to the show now. All right, good show so far. Solid show so far. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. A good match. This was a very fine quality Raw match. I guess that's like my only problem about it. But here's my thing. I'm going to call it a problem because it's a TV show type of match. But at the same time, I can't necessarily call it a problem because it's not as if I went into this match and I had standards and thinking that this was going to be anything but a Raw TV match. All I can do is go inside there and just, pretty much use it as filler for the most part, because that's kind of what it was. And kind of sucks to talk about Cody Rhodes that manner, but that's kind of what it was. I used the majority of that match to review the Kairi Sane I wouldn't say, I guess, return. I used that entire match for the most part, damn near the entire match, to talk about the return of Kairi Sane and Io and Bianca's match, because I thought that was kind of a bigger deal. But I did keep my eyes on the match, as I talked about in the last segment, and it was a good match, for what it's worth. You had Finn Balor come out and, distract Damian Priest, or distract, what's buddy's name again? Cody Rhodes. You had Dominic Mysterio come out. You had had the members of Judgment Day come out to try to help distract the wrestlers. But Jey Uso, you know, he ended up coming out too and hitting a super kick on both Finn Balor and what's buddy's name again? Dominic Mysterio to kind of even the odds. And Cody Rhodes, you know, the crowd was kind of into it. You know, they were doing their whole little "this is awesome" chant, which I guess doesn't really have any value to it whatsoever. It's not to say that this match wasn't good. It was fine for what it was. But like to just randomly chant "this is awesome" in a match like this, okay, not a bad match, but did this really need a "this is awesome" chant? I mean, for me, nothing really mattered. I mean, in the end of the day, there was no titles on the line. It's not as if I haven't seen these two touch plenty of times before. They may have even had multiple matches on Raw as is. Again, I just use this match as nothing but filler, even though it was a fine match. Although I will say the finish is kind of like wonky. I mean, did you really have to hit 3 crossroads back to back to back on a Damian? I'm not trying to bury Damian Priest. As a matter of fact, I will say I did notice a pattern when you look at you know, the Judgment Day, and you look at something like the Bloodline, and even to a lesser degree, you can maybe even put in Damage Control if you still consider Bayley to be the leader. I noticed how all the second top tier guys in the stable were the ones kind of leading the charge tonight. Like you had Solo Sikoa leading the charge from the Judgment Day's position, even though he's not Roman Reigns. You had Damian Priest, he got a spotlight on him, and then you had Io Sky, even though she's the women's champion. It depends on how you look at it if you still regard Bayley as the leader. So I think that's pretty cool. But nevertheless, did it really necessarily have to take 3 crossroads? It's like these guys are so generous, but at the same time, you just I don't understand why you have to ruin your finisher in the process to have to get the match over. It just makes no sense to me. But again, maybe that's just me stuck in my little bubble. It is what it is. It is what it is, and that's okay. But yeah, Cody Rhodes ended up winning the match. I'm not going to go too long into this because again, it's not really worth talking about. It was kind of filler in the end of the day. But I see Mr. LA Knight out there. Yeah. So let's get to the main event, folks. LA Knight, Roman Reigns. Who's going to win the championship? It's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going to win the championship. He's going to retain. He's going to retain. But let's see how they get there. God damn, that looks actually pretty cool with all those signs in the crowd. All right, let's get to it, folks. LA Knight, yeah, versus Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. WWE Universal Championship. Let's go. And like everybody else, they fall to Roman Reigns, man. I mean, I don't think anyone really came into this match. No one. Ever since LA Knight was announced for his match against Roman Reigns, no one with half a brain thought to themselves that LA Knight was going to actually beat Roman Reigns, right? We all knew this was going to happen. We were just curious as to how the finish was going to be, and it was a pretty straightforward finish. The match was good, though. Don't get it twisted. There was a lot of drama. You know, the usual bits you usually get with these Roman Reigns matches. You know, lots of drama, lots of crowd participation, if you will. It was fine. It played its role to a T, right? You know, the match started off relatively slow, like any other Roman Reigns match. He plays to the crowd. He talks a lot of shit into the microphone, into the camera. All of it was great. You had LA Knight going back and forth for Roman Reigns. I mean, that suplex spot that they did, was I the only one just clenching their butt cheeks, just like gritting their teeth, saying to themselves, please don't botch this. Do not botch this. And now he hit it perfectly fine. Everything was good. You know, it got to a point where you had Solo Sikoa. He came out because, you know, they actually allowed LA Knight to kick out of one of Roman's spears, which I thought was pretty cool. He survived Roman's guillotine choke. That was pretty cool. Roman in return, he did kick out of the BFT, but yeah, sure, I'm getting too far ahead right now. You had Solo Sikoa come out on the ramp, and he started to distract you know, the referees and everything, with Jimmy Uso coming. And so like when LA Knight hit the BFT on Roman Reigns, you had what's his name come out of nowhere, Jimmy Uso. He put LA Knight's feet on the ropes, which obviously broke up the count, and LA Knight was distracted by that. He started to beat the crap out of Jimmy Uso outside the ring. Roman tried to you know, help out. He got his ass kicked on the outside of the ring. He was banging both of their heads against the announcement tables, and eventually it got to a point where he started focusing too much on Jimmy Uso, and he ended up hitting a backdrop on LA Knight. Or LA Knight hit a backdrop on Jimmy Uso. Easy for me to say. Through the announcement table. He was kind of stumbling because, like, you know, he he was like groggy after hitting the move to Jimmy Uso through the announce table. He put himself into a position in the barricade. You get the stereotypical spear through the barricade from Roman Reigns. And then eventually he went into the ring, and then he hit him with another spear, and he got the win. So it is what it is. You know, this is just nothing more just to kind of build up into the now confirmed War Games. I mean, they talked about that earlier on in the night too. You know, Survivor Series is being promoted already. War Games is going to happen. And it is what it is. You know, this pay-per-view was very straightforward. I think every result that happened in this match was pretty goddamn predictable. I mean, I want to sit here and say that there were some that I was kind of curious about, like, oh, is Drew McIntyre going to beat Seth Rollins? Is Bianca Belair going to beat Io Sky? Both of those matches, I was kind of like, oh, what's going to happen there? And, you know, pretty straightforward. Seth Rollins retained his championship. What's her name retained her championship. You know, Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio is another one, but Logan Paul retained his, won the championship. You know, it is what it is. Now it's time to start building up to War Games, which is going to be weird because I heard that this is Roman Reigns' last show. You know, like he's not going to participate, at least from my acknowledgement, what I've been seeing, he's not going to participate in the War Games match. So I can only presume it's going to be the Judgment Day. I mean, I'm thinking it's going to be Team J versus Team Jimmy. And I guess that's the way they're going to get LA. So let's just try to predict the teams real quick. It's going to be LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, probably Sami Zayn, and you need one more person, which I don't think is going to be Kevin Owens. So let me see. Sami, Cody, Jey, LA Knight, possibly AJ Styles. I'm not sure. And it's going to be Judgment Day, you know, Finn, Dominic, and Damian. And the Bloodline, right? Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. So we pretty much have a pretty solid 5-on-5 right there. It's pretty obvious the path that they're going to go down with that. It is what it is, though. Survivor Series is the next show. That's the build up to it. It's going to be weird not having Roman Reigns again on another show that's going to be missed. Now, I will say that it is pretty cool that Roman Reigns does kind of feel like a special attraction to a certain degree. You know, you put him in that position. I can't think of any main eventer, maybe since John Cena, that got the crowd or gets the crowd that invested in their matches. That's how you know when you have an actual megastar on your hands. So that's good. I mean, again, I can't sit here and say that I expected LA Knight to win the match. No one did. It was just more so, how is this finish going to go and how we're going to get from point A to point B. But yeah, don't expect seeing Roman Reigns back probably till Royal Rumble time. That's probably the earliest you're going to see him. But who knows? Maybe he might show up at Survivor Series. I don't know. But with that being said, though, let's talk about this overall pay-per-view and the overall consensus from it. This was a good show. This is a solid show. Now, granted, again, rather predictable, but it's not to say that predictable is bad. You know what I mean? Predictable can still be good if you actually give us an actual good show. And let me look down this card really, really quick, and I'll just tell you which ones I thought were good and which ones I thought were bad, which ones I thought were average, and which ones I thought was excellent, and which ones I thought were terrible. I can tell you right now, nothing was actually excellent, but nothing was downright terrible either. Let's see. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre was a very good match. That was a solid match. Rhea Ripley in the Fatal 5-Way match, kind of Raw oriented, but still a pretty decent Raw match. John Cena Solo Sikoa was probably the worst match of the night, I would say that, but still though, not terrible, just kind of boring. Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul absolutely killed it. Io Sky and Bianca Belair killed it with a nice little finish. Cody and Damian, very average match, but it didn't hurt anything. And Roman and LA Knight went out there and they had, I'm not going to say it was the best match of the night. I don't think I go that far, but I would definitely say that, you know, with the crowd participation, that's going to boost it up a star. From an in-ring perspective, no, wasn't the best match of the night. But was it the overall best match of the night when you take everything into context with the crowd participation? I'd probably go 3.5 stars on a match like this. I don't think I can quite go 3 3/4. Match of the night for me probably is going to be Drew and Seth. Probably going to lean more towards that. I think Drew and Seth's probably the match of the night, even though it's 3.5 stars, just like the main event is 3.5 stars. I like that match a lot more. So the opener was damn sure the match of the night. So, solid show, good quality show from WWE. And now onwards to Survivor Series. or I guess technically speaking, if you're talking about my channel in particular, I guess onwards to Full Gear. I don't know, depends how you look at it, depends if you actually watch my channel that much. That's all on you. But with that being said, folks, as always, my name is Devontae, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the review overall, because goddamn was this a son of a bitch to record, and goddamn was this an annoyance overall to keep up with, taking work and everything into context. As always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. Deuces, P. Eyes.